Okay, let's start the session. Let me open up Python. Let me create a new file. So here, before not this one, let me create a normal file. I'll say locators. Locators. So what are the locators in Python in Selenium? Uh, See, Selenium in Selenium, as we know, it's a popular tool for automation in web browsers, and it provides various locators to interact with the web elements. And we have a few commonly used locators in Selenium. So let me list out those. First one will be ID. The second one is name, and the third one is xpath, and the fourth one is CSS selector, and the fifth one will be, we have not only CSS selector, we have few more, that is class name, and we have tag name, or link test, or you can say link text, or you may say this as a partial link text, and you have tag name, and the last one will be accessibility. So these are the 8 types of locators in Selenium. So why do we need locators? So to find the elements in the and to find the elements in a web page, you can use these locators to interact with the web elements in the Selenium Python scripts. Okay. Uh, let's say if you want to choose the most appropriate one based on the structure and attributes of the web page you are automating. So it is entirely depend upon the requirement. So we will go with one by one in detail. The first one, ID. So to locate elements by their HTML ID, we have the IDs. So by using the HTML ID attribute, we're gonna locate the element using the HTML ID attribute. So what is the syntax? So the syntax follows as, so we have a driver object, dot find element by ID, and open close parenthesis, and that's particular ID, that element ID will be here. Okay, this is the syntax. Example. The example looks like, let's say driver dot find element by ID, anything, that element ID. Okay, so some blah blah blah, or you can say ABCD is the ID. Okay, ID of the element. I'll give you one full example, uh, which will includes all the locators. Okay, the second one will be name. So here, this is very similar to this the above one. This will have the uh, name attribute. We have the name attributes in HTML file. So the syntax follows as, so very similar. Driver object, the driver object dot, and the find element by, and find the element by its element name. So this is one example. Driver dot find element by its anything that can be name. For an example, let's say 1 2 3 4. Okay, any name. Let's say, let's not confuse. We'll say ABCD here and 1 2 3 4, so that you don't get any confusions among these locators. Sorry. And the third one will be xpath. So we have xpath, the third locator in Selenium. So we use xpath expressions to locate elements based on their hierarchy in the HTML structure. We have the HTML structure. So based on hierarchy, okay, we have the hierarchy. So based on hierarchy, we'll go with xpath of that particular element. So very similar. Let me, so the syntax is driver underscore object dot find element by its xpath. Okay, by its xpath. So the xpath will follow as driver dot find element by its xpath. Xpath generally goes like, we'll have some, we have divs, and then anything. For an example, I'm just giving you a simple example. Yes, yeah, it's a location. Everything is a location. And let's say we have the example as the locator. So this is how a simple xpath looks like. Okay, so the next one will be CSS selector. So it's the fourth type of locator. So this will locate the elements using CSS locator. Locates the elements using CSS selector. Syntax very similar. Driver object dot find element by with its CSS selector. A simple example. Driver dot find element by its by its CSS selector. Let's say um, div dot example maybe. So the CSS selector will have mostly reference with the dot, and the fifth one will be class name. So this class name. So to find the elements by their CSS class names, we have the CSS class names. We find the elements using find elements find elements using CSS class names. We use the CSS class name. So syntax, very similar. Driver underscore object dot find element by class name. Example. So here the example will looks like find element by that whatever the class name you're gonna have. Let's say that elements class name. These are the five types of elements. Let's go with the sixth one. The sixth one will be link text. Link text, or you can say partial link text. So this one is used for locating the hyperlinks. If you have any hyperlinks in your script, then you will go with the hyperlinks. Okay. For this, you need link text or partial link text. These are the two types. Directly, I'll go with the first syntax. The syntax will follow as driver object, and we have find element by, and find the element by link text. Actually, we skipped so by ID. Actually, we missed so many. It's by name. It is by xpath. And we have it's by CSS selector. For this also same thing, CSS selector. By fast name, and we have it's by link text or partial link text. Link text, and that one needs to be locator here. Link text. So this is for just for link text. We have another for partial link text. So give me a moment. Just let me copy it. driver object, driver object, find element by partial link text, and you'll have that partial link text. So these are the two types of link text and the seventh one. So in a single one, we have the two types of link text. One is full link text and the second one will be partial link text. And the seventh one will be tag name. This tag name is used to find the elements by their HTML tag name. HTML tag name. Syntax. The syntax will looks like driver object dot find element by its tag name. This is how the tag name looks. Example will looks like driver dot find element by tag name, and here you will have some tags. For an example, we have so many tags. Let's say a will be a one kind of tag. For headers we have h kind of, okay, and the eighth one will be, the last one will be accessibility id. This is the last one. So what is the difference between accessibility id and normal id? In the sense, this accessibility is for mobile automation, to locate the elements by their accessibility IDs on the mobile apps. But this, the first one, just this ID locator is for web applications, for desktop or PC web based applications. But when it comes to accessibility ID, this is used for automating the elements in mobile automation. Okay, for mobile automation, we use this for only for mobile automation. So this is how do you use to locate the elements in mobile automation using their IDs on the mobile apps. Syntax, a syntax very similar. Driver object, we have it driver object dot find element by its accessibility, ID, and here we have that ID, element ID. Example, the example looks like driver dot find element by accessibility ID, and this ID will look very simple, anything, element ID. Okay, these are the 8 types of locators we use in our daily automation scripts. So we'll have a look on each and every locator one by one in a single example. So you wanna go further, or you guys do one thing. You do the homework today. Just have a look on each and every locator. Tomorrow I'm gonna explain you an example which will includes all 8 type of locators in a single example. Are we clear? Any doubts up to now? Okay. Others, guys, any doubts? If you do not have any doubts, please come up tomorrow for tomorrow session by doing some homework. Just check out the locators, go through the web, refer the chat GPT, and we'll have an example, explanatory example in tomorrow's session. That's all for the today, guys. If you have any queries, just post me in the comments. Thank you, guys.